At UFC 319, Khamzat Chimaev put on a suffocating masterclass against Dricus du Plessis, dominating from bell to bell to claim the middleweight title. After 5 rounds, the judges crowned Boars the new king, and to celebrate, the most brutal champ in the game called his mum.
Yeah, she was crying, calling. I just said, "Mom, I'm the champ now, so don't cry. You'll be back soon."
The build-up was massive and more than a little nasty. The challenger was Chimaev, who had long been tabbed as a future champion. But it was du Plessis who came into the bout as the underdog, despite holding the belt. This was a man who had toppled names like Strickland, Adesanya and Whittaker, all former champs, and he wasn't going to let the booing crowd or Boars put him off.
Absolutely not. I mean, I've walked into every fight, especially as in the main event, and heard this exact crowd. But guess what? Walked out with this baby every single time.
Everyone is underdog before fight me. All the fighters are under me, bro.
Chimaev's rise had been meteoric. From his debut in 2020, when he blitzed through 3 opponents in 66 days, to earning his shot at the title just 5 years later. Overcoming the contender's smothering style was set to be a monumental task, one that du Plessis insisted didn't intimidate him.
This will mean to me exactly what it meant to beat every other guy before this. It's not about the opponent, it's not about who I face, it's about defending that bout every time somebody steps up to try and take it from me. That's all that matters to me.
Undefeated at 15-0, Chimaev entered the bout with 6 UFC stoppages already on his resume. But du Plessis reminded everyone he'd made a career of upsetting the odds makers, and he was prepared to do anything to keep his crown.
You have said you're prepared to kill your opponent in there. Do you think Khamzat Chimaev is prepared to do the same?
To kill me? I certainly hope so, because if he's not, he's in for the worst night of his life.
As with every Chimaev fight, the weigh-ins carried extra intrigue. The challenger's struggles with illness and the scale had previously derailed his momentum. Not only did he make weight, he came in 2 pounds light, which he shrugged off with trademark menace.
Just gonna go boy up, you know. One day, he has only 1 day left, so he's dead tomorrow.
Du Plessis was showered with boos at the weigh-ins, but this was something he'd become accustomed to, and he now embraced his role as the villain. Confident as ever, he promised to finish the Chechen Swede in emphatic fashion.
He's an absolute beast of an opponent, but I can tell you this, I'm putting that man to sleep. Whether he be on the ground, when I'm knocking him out, I'm taking out your boy, and all of you will be cheering. I can just know it, like every other time.
DDP was expecting to have the last laugh, and why wouldn't he? All the analysts predicted that if he could survive Chimaev's first round onslaught, he'd be able to take over in the later rounds. But that's not what happened at all. When the cage door closed, it was one-way traffic. Round after round, Chimaev spammed takedowns, crucifixes, and ground and pound. Despite a few late scrambles, du Plessis was utterly drowned by Chimaev's sustained assault, which many didn't think he could do.
I don't care what people think about, but I'm doing my thing. So, like you said, how many strikes I landed on him, how many takedowns I has there. So, I didn't guess out. So, now they know.
Yeah, it was 529 total strikes and 21 minutes and 40 seconds of control time, which was the second most ever in a UFC fight.
How many takedowns was there?
Let's see.
Yeah.
You had 12 takedowns.
So, yeah, that's big by itself.
It was all big. Chimaev landed 529 total strikes, a new single-fight UFC record, and he was credited with 21 minutes and 40 seconds of control time. That's the second most in company history, behind Sean Shirk's UFC 73 victory over Hermes Franca in 2007. He smashed him. So, what now for the scariest man in the game? Chimaev has teased going after multiple belts since day one, and with welterweight, middleweight, and even the light heavyweight in his sights, triple champ suddenly doesn't feel so far-fetched. Right now, the welterweight title belongs to Jack Della Maddalena, and he's set to make his first defense against the former lightweight champion Islam Makhachev at an as-yet undetermined date. And at light heavyweight, the champ Magomed Ankalaev is set to face the former champ Alex Pereira this October. Whoever wins either of those championship bouts, they've now got someone else ready to fight for their belts.
If God wants, we'll do it. But I'm ready to fight anyone. Go up, go down. So if I don't die, I will be here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
As for du Plessis, an immediate rematch seems unlikely after such a lopsided defeat. Still, he's had losses before, and it's never held him back for long. He beat me fair and square tonight. He was the better man tonight, and I'll be back. And I'm coming to get my belt back. But for now, it's his and he deserves it, said the South African. I'll be back stronger and better than ever. In the co-main, Lerone Murphy cemented himself as a featherweight contender with a spinning back elbow KO against Aaron Pico. Just 3 minutes into round one, Murphy detonated the strike, leaving Pico out cold. And it caught the attention of the champ, Alexander Volkanovski. Pico was the aggressor, pressing forward with punches and wrestling. Murphy stayed composed and answered the former Bellator standout with sharp counters before he unleashed a perfectly timed spinning elbow that dropped Pico dead. I added another scalp to my already quality resume. I'm 9 fights undefeated now. I have 10 fights in the UFC now, 1 draw and 9 wins, clarified Murphy. It's time for a title fight. The current champ is now the 2-time champ Alexander Volkanovski. The Aussie reclaimed the title when he won the vacant belt by decisioning Diego Lopez earlier this year. And he doesn't have a dance partner right now, but he had some good news for the number 6. See you in December, Lerone Murphy. Congrats, wrote the champ on Twitter. So maybe the UFC just found their next featherweight challenger. Khamzat Chimaev and Lerone Murphy both rightly earned themselves $50K performance bonuses at UFC 319. Joining them were Carlos Prates, who almost unbelievably also scored a spinning back elbow KO, and the other went to Tim Elliott, who returned to the octagon with a second-round guillotine. In other UFC news, Dana White didn't mince words when asked about Jon Jones possibly fighting at the White House, and predictably, Jones fired back on the social medias. Not long after Jones announced his retirement, US President Donald Trump floated the idea of a UFC event on the White House lawn next July 4th to celebrate America's 250th birthday.
We're going to have a UFC fight, think of this, on the grounds of the White House.
Jones quickly made noise about unretiring for a White House championship fight and even re-entered the UFC's drug testing pool. White, however, shot the notion down at a UFC 319 presser. What do you think Jon would do in the next couple of months that would make me trust putting him on the White House card? Asked Uncle Dana. I would not bet on it. If I have to make odds, it's 1 billion to 1 that I put Jon Jones on the White House card. It's not hard to see why White is cautious. Jones has a rap sheet that includes a cancelled UFC event, a stripped title after a hit and run, and multiple failed drug tests that derailed multiple main events. And that's just to name a few indiscretions. But despite all that, Jones still likes his chances. At the end of the day, Dana is the boss, and it's his call whether I compete that night or not, wrote Jones on Twitter. But I like my chances. After all, 1 in a billion is exactly what it took to end up as Jon Bones Jones in the first place.
Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.